First we pay homage to Mang Liao Ming, to Master Sagyat, King Kamapa, and Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar, and homage to the main deity of Homa, Vishkambi Bodhisattva, the eliminator of all afflictions, all covered afflictions. Simu, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, fellow disciples here and over the internet, and our VIPs today is Mrs. Daniel Liao, Dharma Sister Judy, from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Taiwan, accountant to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa, and her husband, Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou, and the President of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charitable Society of True Buddha School, Master Changlin, producers for the Great Perfection Dharma Hevaja Exposition and Development Stages of Tantrayana, Master Lien Yue. Dr. Ryan Zhuang, Dr. Lin Su-hua, and from Los Angeles, the CEO of the Far East newspaper and Taiwan Freedom magazine, and the wife of the former director of the Overseas Credit Warranty Fund of the Republic of Taiwan, Dharma Sister Vivian, and the president of the Lotus Light Charitable Society of Hong Kong, Dharma Sister Li Caihun. Good afternoon, everyone. Taiwanese, Cantonese, today we had the Homa of Vishkambi Bodhisattva. And his Vajra name is Abandoning Afflictions. So the Vajra in Tibetan Tantrayana popular, but in Japanese Tantrayana it is more popular. It is more common there in Japan. And in Tibet, very few people would practice Vishkambi Bodhisattva. And True Buddha School Japanese Tantrayana and Taiwanese or Tian Thai Tantrayana or Chinese Tantrayana and Tibetan Tantrayana and Japanese Tantrayana. And True Buddha School is Tantrayana born in Taiwan. True Buddha School is born in Taiwan. It's a Taiwanese local. So Vishkambi Bodhisattva has the vows to eliminate all the bad karma that cover you. So to eliminate all the obstructions that cover you, all the obstructions would be eliminated by this Bodhisattva. He has such power. So as soon as you have the karma and obstructions be eliminated, then you would be filled with happiness. This deity has many different colors. There is a white Viskambi to eradicate all karma, and a yellow Viskambi who increases wisdom and benefits, and also a blue Viskambi is to eradicate all black magic, curses, spells, and the spirit of karmic sicknesses. That's blue Viskambi. So Viskambi has 3 forms, and Grandmaster is wearing a yellow hat and yellow dragon robe. Yellow. What did I say? Red? Red jewelries. But yellow hat or crown and yellow dragon robe, it's for happiness, love and harmony. No, no, no. That's for red. Happiness. But yellow is for benefits, and all your needs would be fulfilled completely. And his mantra, Om Nasalaya Soha. Om Nasalaya Soha. 它的手印呢 and the mudra 是这种手印2个尾指跟无名指 the pinkies and the ring fingers are bent inward, leaning against each other, and the thumbs are touching the ring fingers, and the index fingers and middle fingers upright and touching at the tip, at the tips. And his look, he's wearing a 5 Buddha crown. No. Oh no, no, not Akasagarbha. I'm talking about Viskambi. Sorry. Every time when I say Viskambi, I would say Akasagarbha. So Viskambi looks like the other 8 great bodhisattvas, except that his left hand is holding a Dharma banner with the lotus blossom at the top. The right hand can be placed on the knee as a bestowing, or here as the fearless mudra. That's how he looks, right here. What? He's holding a lotus blossom. So the writing in the true Buddha deity is more accurate. This is from the Japanese Tantra. This would be more accurate. But this one here, this is a modified one, modified version. But it is okay because Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can also have different Dharma implements. They don't have to have those things. Sometimes Grandmaster's hands is holding this curved knife, and this other hand is holding Kapala. So I could be holding this. Which can be very rare. Perform with Kambi for Homa. This is because of Lien Yin. And it's not in the Tibetan Tantrayana. But Akasagarbha is more common. So I keep referring him as Akasagarbha. Lien Yin arranged all these unpopular deities. Yet he has great vows. He's one of the 8 great bodhisattvas like Kuan Yin, Manjushri Bodhisattva, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, Maitreya Bodhisattva, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva, Japani, and Viskambi Bodhisattvas. They all cultivating spiritually together and had attainments. But the most unpopular one is Viskambi. And he chose Viskambi. But as I said last night, because he was so uncommon, and you pray to him and he would descend, so today his power was truly great. Oh no, I kept referring to Viskambi as Akasagarbha. Akasagarbha is holding a wisdom sword, precious sword. So with this look, that he is holding a Dharma banner with lotus blossom and a sun disk, and then with the mantra, mudra, and his look, that would comprise the Viskambi yogic. This is all because of Lien Yin. He's actually very well known in the Dharma Dhatu and Vajra Dhatu mandalas. He was so well known that he is one of the 13 court. Surrounding him, One of them is the Bodhisattva to eliminate doubts, the Bodhisattva to bestow all fearlessness, Bodhisattva to eliminate all evil tendencies, Bodhisattva salvaging wisdom, merciful Bodhisattva generating compassion, Bodhisattva that eliminate all furious afflictions, and unimaginable wisdom, Bodhisattva with unimaginable wisdom. So he occupies the 8th court of the 13 courts of the Dhammadhatu Mandala. Of the womb mandala. So his vows is to eradicate all the covered karma and the covered afflictions, and also to eradicate all the afflictions. That's why his Vajra name is called the Vajra that abandon or eradicate all afflictions. So today, after receiving the empowerments of Wiskambi Bodhisattva, as you walk by the empowerment banners, I hope that all of your afflictions, obstructions, and karma can be totally eliminated. Master Lien Yin, could you tell me next week which deity? Because it's the birthday of Sakyamuni Buddha. So the deity would be Sakyamuni Buddha. Now we all can remember. Because for the Buddhism in the world, the founder is Sakyamuni Buddha. Of course, he is the head of our Buddhism. Of course, I would remember. I will not refer to him as Akasagarbha anymore. When I recite the names of the 8 great bodhisattvas, every time when I want to chant Wiskambi, I would always say Akasagarbha. Very interesting. But Akasagarbha in Japanese Tantrayana is truly great. And Wiskambi too is really great. Because Kukai, the Kobodaishi practiced Akasagarbha and had attainment. And Kobodaishi practiced Akasagarbha in a cave. And I remember very clearly the light of the star as he was practicing Akasagarbha. The starlight entered into his mouth and he swallowed that star. And then he completely opened his heart, his mind, and he understood all about the past, the present, and the future, and everything in the world and everything in the sky. That was about Kobodaishi Kukai. And Grandmaster also has lineage from Japan. And sorry, Srimasen, apologize. Sorry, because in my brain, it's all about Akasagarbha. So every time I would recite Wiskambi, I would recite Akasagarbha. In Chinese, it sounds kind of similar. So we cannot blame it to Master Lien Yin, but it's because of my past life, because in my brain, it's all about Akasagarbha. So that's why every time I would say Akasagarbha instead of Wiskambi. In Chinese, it's Xu Kong Zhang instead of Chu Gai Zhang, which is quite similar. Because in my mind, in my past life, it was filled with Akasagarbha. So now I say Viskambi when I want to say Akasagarbha. No. So this must be old age. My brain is filled with Akasagarbha, and I cannot differentiate between Viskambi and Akasagarbha. And next week is Sakyamuni Buddha. We all know about him. If you're not primary supplicants for Sakyamuni Buddha, then you have no affinity with Buddhism. I cannot say that. Well, you should support him because he's the head, the founder of Buddhism in this world. That's Sakyamuni Buddha. So by receiving his empowerment, then you would receive all Buddha Dharma and the empowerments of Sakyamuni Buddha in the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nimayakaya forms. So finally, there is a better main deity for Homa. So this is about the 8 great bodhisattvas. We cannot continue, otherwise I would continue to refer to Akasagarbha. But just now, when we prayed to Viskambi, he did come, he descended. When I performed the I enter and enter me, Viskambi descended and entered into my body together with the 8 great bodhisattvas. So the Homa practice, the Homa succeeded, and I hope that everyone, after receiving this empowerment, if you suffer from black magic or spells or curses, they all would be eradicated. If you have karmic sicknesses, would be eradicated. If you have afflictions, the afflictions would also be eradicated. If someone is providing obstruction, after receiving Viskambi empowerment, you would be really happy. Everything will go smoothly. And that would be most auspicious. Now we will be talking about the rainbow light attainment and the throne Dharma practice. Golden wing birth throne. We also have a golden wing bird Dharma practice. Bird throne Dharma practice in Tantrayana. It is also called Kalulu. It is a kind of bird in India. They live on top of trees under the 4 heavens and they eat dragons. Akasagarbha Bodhisattva and Amoghasiddhi Tathagata have the golden winged bird thrones as their precious thrones, and the Dharma points would be on the shoulders. The throne is the seating posture is very simple. If you practice Kung Fu or martial arts, you would know this posture, which is the form of the great Peng bird. That's how it looks. And then you stand on one leg. So when Grandmaster performed the offerings to the bird Garuda and all the homeless solitary spirits, including the yaksas, there was one name. It is the golden winged bird, which is Garuda, and then all the ghosts and gods, and then yaksas and Guizum. And then you recite Om Mudi. It's you can do it in the afternoon throughout the night. You make offerings of nectars or sweet water. This started at the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, because the golden winged birds eat dragons, and the dragons were about to be annihilated. So the dragons prayed to Sakyamuni Buddha for help. So Sakyamuni Buddha invited the golden winged bird and dragons and mediate so that they compromise and negotiation that in the future, golden winged bird, please do not eat dragons, and I would teach my Buddhist disciples to make offerings of sweet water and always call upon your name first. So, according to the Buddha's teaching, all Buddhist disciples would make offerings to the golden winged birds, so that they can live in harmony, the birds and the nagas.
彼此不再伤害，就是这个原因。那么它也是一个法咒。我们知道印度教里面呢，做这个金翅鸟，金翅鸟有一个咒语啊 ，Om Beta Dharma Sale Sale Hom Pei.
That's the mantra for the bird or Garuda. The Garuda bird. And that's the mantra for Vishnu. So Vishnu is also riding on Garuda. And Akasagarbha, talking about Akasagarbha again. And so the thrones of Akasagarbha, Bodhisattva, and Amoghasiddhi Tathagata are these Garudas. And the Dharma points are on the upper arms at the joints between shoulders and upper arms. So that's why it's like this. That bird's like a rock. The lady and a man are on a date, and the lady asks the man, "So, what is your business?" "We are the underground banks." And the lady thought, "Oh, he must be really rich, and you can earn lots of money from high interest." So she continues dating him. And after a period of time, the lady asks him to take her to his house. And when she got there, oh my God, it turned out to be the spirit money,
他家开的是卖金子，地下钱庄。
of the paper money. It's the money for the spirit world. In Buddha school, we have lots of people selling spirit money.
很多的人都做金子在卖啊，生活中很多弟子是做很多的种的金子在卖。
And all kinds of spirit monies. That's some of them newly invented. So that's why you can say that too.
因为是阴间用的钱，是地下钱庄。这个，我常常把这个虚空场就念成，不是把除盖章，把除盖章。
I often refer to Viskambi as Akasagarbha, and why?
我想应该是。
I think it's because I should be very clear about this, because in my mind it's all about Akasagarbha, Shikongzang. And every time I want to refer to Viskambi, Chukaizang, I always mixed up. So it must be related to my past life, and it's not Lien Yin's problem. Every one of us would like to blame our own problems to somebody else's. I know it's my issue, but I like to push it to Lien Yin. But why, in my mind, that's related to the past lives? In the memory tape, it is filled with Akasagarbha. And all of a sudden, now, we want to talk about Viskambi. But in my past life, I didn't practice Viskambi. In my past life, I practiced Akasagarbha. So that's why in this life, every time when I want to say Viskambi, I would always say Akasagarbha. So you would know. If you study closely with me, you would know that in my past life I did practice Akasagarbha. I always mix them up. Guan Yin Bodhisattva was worried about the monk Tang Sen, that he would be meeting the evil spirits, so she gave him a GPS, and that he would know ahead of time and could go on a detour. So 800 meters ahead there would be the cave of a spirit, or there would be a cemetery. Please go on a detour. And then there was another. So the monk had passed the bone lady and the cemetery. And then the third one, the GPS said, you need to go on a detour. And the monk thought, oh, this is the beautiful maiden spirit. And the monk said, oh, this time I cannot escape. I have to take on the challenge. So this monk, Tang Sen, seems to be quite similar to me. So that's human nature. Human nature is different from Buddha nature. So the mundane and the holy are different. The Holy One can say that he is completely pure, and the mundane one is the same as affliction. He is creating problems for himself. So the monk Tangsen had passed the test of all the spirits. But this monk wanted to face this temptation of this maiden. So he was very brave. He had to solve it, and he cannot escape. So you shouldn't just try to avoid it. Like in performing the Homa today, I cannot avoid it. I cannot do another deity. I have to do the Homa for Viskambi and not Akasagarbha. So you set Viskambi as the main deity and not Akasagarbha. But this was from the past life, and you encounter it. So you need to overcome it. So in the future, if I do the Homa of Viskambi again, I cannot say Akasagarbha. So whatever deity that you set for the Homa, I have to face it. Although I know for sure that I did practices of Akasagarbha, and yet today I had to perform the Homa of Viskambi, I still have to face it. During the ancestors' day, lots of people went to the cemeteries to take care, to pray to the ancestors. And one said that the spirit paper money now looks so real. So when burning them, I feel really pained. So Viskambi and Akasagarbha are close. The Homa that we did today is really Viskambi, not Akasagarbha. So this joke today is good. You know, the paper money these days look quite similar to the real money that we use. How come? Where is my money? I just got 60,000 bills. And it turned out that he burned the real money, 60,000 NT dollars, real money. And then the other visitors really praised him. And when he found out that he burned the real money, he cried out of his heart. And then the passerbys thought, wow, crying out loud like that at the tombs of his ancestors is rarely found. So today in performing Homa, I don't know whether I should laugh or cry because it was all my mistakes. However, the meaning is still there, eliminating all the afflictions, eradicating all the obstructions, and eradicating all karma. So the meanings, the profundities are still there and real. The wife bought a dog, and she asked the dog to sniff on the renminbi, the RMB money of China. And the husband asked, "What are you doing?" Are you asking the dog to pick up the bills? And the wife was smiling mysteriously. You would know in the future. And a few days later, the money that the husband hid all disappeared. So it's better not to talk about it. Otherwise, I would be teary.
L.I. 叫做丽吧，丽的老公啊，最爱看古代的宫廷剧。
Lee's husband loved to watch the movies about the ancient emperors and watching the emperors having 3,000 concubines and can choose from the name cards who to sleep with that evening. And the wife, seeing that, told the husband, well, this evening you can also turn the name card. And the wife said, sure, I'll use 52 poker cards. And in each one of them, there would be names written on it. And the wife said, sure, come, you can pick a few even. And then he cried out loud. Oh, you cheated me. Because on the 52 poker cards, it's all written my name, written Lee's name. And then she replied, well, okay, let me give you another set of poker cards. And it turned out that on the cards it was written, it's like, bathroom, kitchen, tables, bedroom, the bathtub, grass, lawn, wherever you want to do it. So I shouted one more time.
啊，这里有一个母亲节的笑话啊，也是母亲节。但母亲节我们已经过了。这个当然这个笑话
Mother's Day has passed, but this joke about Mother's Day can let you reminisce.
有一个宁静的夏日午后
It was a quiet afternoon,
飞落到近旁的草丛里面。
And there was a sparrow flying to the woods nearby, and the mom asked, what is that? And the son looked up, and then hit the bird, and there was a sound. And the mother asked again, and the sparrow on the ground, and the bird was trying to fly again. What is that? And the son said, that's a sparrow, Mom. The mother did not take a look at the son. And then she turned toward the sparrow and asked again, what is that? And the son got angry. And he got furious and talked to the mom. I have said it so many times, that's a sparrow. Couldn't you understand that? And mom didn't say anything else. And then left. And the son asked, "Where are you going?" And she returned to the house and then got back out in a little while. And she flipped through a book and then opened it for the son. And she asked him to read that part of the dictionary or the diary. And today, I sit in the park with my 3-year-old son. There was a sparrow that came by, and the son asked 21 times, "What is that?" And I replied, "That is a sparrow." Every time he asked, I would hug him, and over and over and over, I would reply and praise his innocence. So the mother, smiling, and after the son read that, he is very regretful and extended his arms and hugged his mom and kissed her cheek. It's not that the mom is having Alzheimer's, but she was reminiscing about the past and repeating the incident. But the cute 3-year-old son now has become an adult and did not ask the mom again, "What is that?" He is uncaring toward the mom and just sitting there reading newspaper. And only by asking him 3-4 times, he got furious and impatient. So if we can say whether love is long or short, the love of parents toward children and vice versa are huge difference. So the love of the parents are endless for the lives of the children. There are lots of cares and love that accompany us from birth to death in each step of our lives. And the deep love of the parents always envelope us with no complaints and no conditions. And because they don't ask for anything in return, it is even more difficult to repay. This is something that we should have read for the Mother's Day. Although Mother's Day has passed, but toward our moms and dad, we should be caring toward them. Although now we have become parents or grandparents, but the love that we give toward our children or toward our parents should be continuous. What I mean is, 师尊 and 师母 are always caring toward all beings. And I do my best that in front of the altar, after I finish my tantric practice, I would say that so that all the spirits, the deceased or departed, can be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. May all true Buddha school disciples, under my Dharma power and under the Dharma of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, would attain a yogic response. That everyone would be healthy and everyone would be happy, healthy and happy, and everyone would feel really happy, and that everyone would have attainments in the Dharma practice, and everyone would have radiance. I pray to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas every single day to bestow and bless everyone, that everyone would feel not just the little happiness, but the great happiness and the infinite happiness and care. That's the slang in the TV soap operas this day, meaning happiness. 切心。
这是我每一天在坛城里面做这个。
Be content, which is happiness. That's the prayer that I say every day in front of the altar at the matter of dedication for all beings, so that all people would stay committed in their spiritual cultivation, so that all people would gain yogic response, that everybody would attain true fruition from their spiritual cultivation, that I am inseparable from everyone. That's how I pray every time. That's how I dedicate the merits of my practice. I also hope that Viskambi Bodhisattva and Akasagarbha Bodhisattva are no different. I am completely respectful toward Akasagarbha and Viskambi and all the Bodhisattvas. There's no differences among them.